Hello, welcome to the Dream Game, which I'm calling the Dream Game now, because therefore I can do stuff that is not games. Also, I'm doing it a bit more of a podcast style. So, today, I want to talk about Avengers. I love Avengers, if you can't tell. Actually, you can't tell because I've actually never talked about Avengers or the MCU. I did one tweet about Iron Man a little while ago. So I love the MCU, a lot. And I was thinking, hey, what's gonna happen in Avengers 4? So I've decided to give my take on what I would do if I was in charge of Avengers 4 / prediction. So this is kind of like a prediction / writing myself. Now keep in mind, this idea isn't perfect. I know there are flaws there, there's no real threat throughout the movie, unfortunately. It'd be a pretty middling MCU movie if it was actually, made. So, don't expect this to be a perfect 10 out of 10, great successor to Infinity War. No, maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10 at most. Okay, well, first off, I'm gonna have to predict a little bit of Captain Marvel. Not the whole movie, because, honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen there at all. But maybe so I'm just going to talk about a post-credit scene. Oh, and Captain Marvel doesn't survive. In what I pictured to be the big final battle, which was when the Skrull come to Earth, and Captain Marvel's pretty much on her own, and it appears she'll be overwhelmed. That will inspire everyone else to defeat the Skrull or something like that. Which means it appears Captain Marvel will be dead at the end of her movie. So, in the post-credit scene, which I was meant to talk about, Nick Fury, who now has his cool little eye patch, is drinking whiskey or something, I don't know, we can't use cigarettes, so whiskey it is. So, he sees a flash. It's only a couple of, not even a whole second. But it's someone in a red suit. We aren't sure who it is. So, okay, so now, let's go into the actual movie, because, yeah. So, it's been about a year since the whole snapping, as I like to call it. Tony is kind of depressed at where he is. So much so that he's actually breaking things off with Pepper. So, he's actually getting these same flashes as Nick was at the end of Captain Marvel. But he just presumes it to be guilt over Spider-Man stuff or something like that. It's because red suit, Spider-Man. But one day, these flashes last for a little bit longer. So that we're able to tell actually who it is. And it's Ant-Man. So, nobody knows what's going on. So, Tony talks to Bruce. Yeah, he's talking to Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner's been kind of living in Wakanda since the whole Battle for Wakanda thing. Because the person who took over T'Challa was, after, T'Challa dusted. They didn't really like what T'Challa was doing, and so they pretty much reversed it. Locking off Wakanda from everything. But thanks to some technology or something like that, a MacGuffin or something, Bruce is able to contact Tony. So, Tony's confused about all these Ant-Man flashes, and Shuri interrupts the phone call, because she's a good guy, and she talks a bit about the quantum realm, explains it for those who, for some reason, haven't seen the Ant-Man movies. Apparently, Ant-Man has been visiting good old Time Vortexes, which you're specifically told not to, but he needs to, because he needs to, escape the quantum realm. So, Shuri may be able to help get Ant-Man out, but she needs something from outside Wakanda. I don't know, some quantum realm thing or whatever. I don't know what it would be. A quantum entanglement generator. Yeah, just go over that. So Tony needs to get one of those things and get it into Wakanda. So he gets some help from Nebula and Hawkeye, who exists. I don't know, we can say his family died or something. Where my family died. Yeah. So they get the tech and they go into Wakanda. Of course, this leads to a reunion of Tony and Steve. Let's just say there's still a little bit of tension after Civil War. But they both agree that the lives of pretty much everyone in the universe are more important and agree to put it aside for now. So Shuri and Bruce activate a machine. Unfortunately, New King of Wakanda comes in and demands they be stopped, creating the first big fight scene of the movie. some Wakandians support the king, but a lot of people, especially the foreigners, don't. For the first time since Age of Ultron, the Avengers are together, fighting as a team, and it's freaking awesome. Yeah. So it looks like the king guy is a bit stronger than we expect, but the machine finally works, and Ant-Man escapes. He joins the fight, and they win. So they catch up Scott on the whole Thanos situation, and Scott is a bit worried for his daughter, like anyone would be. He finds her, and don't worry, the daughter is fine. However, Cassie's mother and stepfather, yeah, they kind of got dusted as well. However, this way it seems like more than half have been dusted. And we'll just say a lot of people are fine. So, Scott has a big role to play in this film, because he not only did he lose his girlfriend and his mentor, his daughter also lost people important to her. So, this kind of drives Scott to do what he does. So, the survivors pretty much group together and transfer to avenge their friends. They need to essentially stop Thanos again, because chances are, if they just leave him be, he'll probably do some more bad stuff. They're not willing to risk it. Yeah. However, then Steve receives a little message. It's on a pager. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's the Captain Marvel insignia that Nick Fury sent at the other thing. Wait, you thought he was sending that to Captain Marvel? Please. She's dead. So, he sent it to Steve for some reason. Nick obviously knows what's going to happen, so he sent this message to the future Steve Rogers, knowing he would learn of this meeting at some point. So, thanks to Scott's time jumping, they know exactly who to talk to. Nick Fury from the bar at the end of Captain Marvel, because, you know, he kind of attempted to get there, but it didn't work. Yeah. They get these weird little gauntlets based off the quantum realm vortex technology thing, which I like to call time travel gauntlets, because I'm unimaginative, and it allows everyone to jump through time and space. So they split off in two groups. One is comprised of Tony, Scott, Hawkeye, War Machine, and Nebula, and they go to past Nick Fury to learn what the hell to do, while Steve, Hulk, Black Widow, Rocket Raccoon, and Thor go to find out where the hell Thanos actually is. So first off, it's Tony's team. They go to the bar where Nick Fury is lying around after Captain Marvel, and they ask what the hell the insignia means, and they learn all about Captain Marvel, easily the most powerful being in the universe. Seeing how they'll probably need it for the final battle against Thanos, they travel to Captain Marvel's death, but not before reminding past Fury to send a message, therefore closing the loop, because we can't have too much time travel shenanigans, guys. So now Steve's team, they begin jumping through time, not really sure where they're going to go. Then Thor gets an idea. They go to that magic pool where Thor learned about the Infinity Stones in the first place. He goes again and gets an idea of how if they can get one Infinity Stone, they can use it to track the rest, leading themselves to Thanos. So where to? Well, thankfully, Rocket Raccoon knows that Gamora knew where an Infinity Stone was, so they need to talk to Gamora, obviously. But, you know, kind of dead. Back with Tony's team. They go to the final battle from Captain Marvel. I presume, like I already said, it's the big battle with Captain Marvel taking on several Skrulls entirely on their own. So they have to get to Captain Marvel. So they fight their way through the aliens action scene, you know. They get to Captain Marvel just before Walt was the finishing blow and time jump out of there, making it appear like Captain Marvel died, even though she really didn't, because now she's there. So back with Team Steve. They sneak onto the Guardian ship thanks to Rocket, and they try to talk to Gamora. At first, Gamora is willing to oblige because Rocket Raccoon is there. Yeah. But just before she can reveal the location of the Soul Stone, Rocket's past self comes on via the intercom, and Gamora believes they are intruders. So she proceeds to beat them up. And she does a really good job. She wins and takes them prisoner. Good job, team. Yeah. Good. Yeah, good job. I'm super excited for you. So, back to Tony's team. They weren't really paying attention when they time jump with Captain Marvel, so now they're at the Battle of New York. They try to avoid the fight so they don't, you know, mess up the timeline, but they accidentally bump into past Steve Rogers. So, we go back to Steve's team, and Steve wakes up, suddenly remembering the incident because the timeline's just changed a little bit, and that's not very good. They have been held captive by the Guardians sometime in between volumes 1 and 2, so Baby Groot is Baby Groot. Yeah, because Baby Groot's the best Greek, by the way. They try to interrogate the team, but they don't believe from death from the future. Suddenly, they get a call from Nova Corps to handle a giant octopus monster, aka the one from the opening of Guardians 2. The group used that as a distraction to get out of containment and quickly use the time missed watchers to escape. Tony's team quickly jump out of the Battle of New York and meet up with Cap's team. Fortunately, Nebula also knows the location of the Soul Stone thanks to Gamora, so they can get their own. So they go to the Soul, so they go get the Skull. I'm not gonna cut this out because it's funny. So they go to Vormir and find Red Skull. Steve tries to fight him, but learns he's trapped anyway. So they have to sacrifice someone, and so now who's the big question of who's it gonna be? And you won't believe who I've actually picked for this. I've decided to pick Hulk. Yes, Hulk is not going to survive this movie. He kisses Black Widow and jumps off a cliff. And that fulfills the necessary requirements of sacrificing someone, even though Hulk technically committed suicide, they can just say Black Widow gave him a small shove just to help. So they get into Soul Stone. So with the Soul Stone, the group tries to attack Thanos. Unfortunately, it's not working as well as they expected. But Tony grabs the stone and gets another vision. This time it's inside the Soul Stone, where we get a small vision of Thanos. Immediately he lets go of the stone because if he held on to it for too long, that would probably, kill him. The heroes conclude that Thanos has spent the last year in the Soul Stone healing after his big, stabby axe wound from Thor. Good job, Thor. Yeah, they retune the time travel watches a little bit and enter the Soul Stone, because they can do that. They arrive in a small room where they find all those who are dusted by the snap behind bars and completely non-responsive. They aren't listening to them. Thanos enters and explains that this is called the Soul Prison, an area for those undying by the Soul Stone. The heroes lead an attack against Thanos. It's an extremely tough fight, and Hawkeye pretty much dies. However, they learn that there's a way to revive the other heroes, so they quickly escape so they can, plan. They start planning they start planning. In this scene, some arcs are finally wrapped up. Tony and Steve finally reconcile, Black Widow moves on from Bruce, and Nebula accepts herself as a member of the Guardians, yada yada yada. Anyway, they go to the battle article, the Jailbreak. They enter the Soul Prison and fight against the spirits of the fallen, aka the doubts of those who are dusted. Once defeated, a hero is reawakened. This allows us to give us development to the heroes who are dusted, as you really couldn't use them in this movie. Also, it's a cool action scene. Hero against hero, but if you can kill each other this time. So maybe I don't know, joke where Thor sees Loki, but it's actually the Loki actor from Ragnarok. You'd have to get Matt Damon back, but it'd be funny. Anyway, so all three then, Thanos comes in and tries to reverse their actions, which are a reversal of his actions. So it's a fight, everyone against Thanos. Pretty early on, Steve sacrifices himself to save Tony, wiping him out one for all. Yes, Captain America is now dead. The fight continues and it's looking tough. All the heroes are severely weakened, but eventually Thanos loses the Infinity Gauntlet. And who picks it up? Tony. Unfortunately, due to being kind of weak at the moment, the power of the stones is slowly killing him, but eventually he lands the killing blow on Thanos. Yep, Thanos is bloody dead. Tony, with his mission finally complete, dies, and the battle is won. In the final scene of the movie, Nick Fury, who is alive, is driving Peter Parker, who is also alive, at his house. They comment on the loss of Tony, and Nick offers him the head of a new Avengers initiative. That's right, a new Avengers, mainly because all the other ones are dead. But Peter pretty much says, maybe once I come back, I've got a school trip in Europe. Nick Fury quickly gives Peter a new suit, because the old one is kind of, yeah. So he gives him a new suit and drives away. Suddenly, a police robbery happens. Peter slips into his new suit and chases after it, and in the movie. Now for the post-credits! And if you thought Guardians 2 was crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet. So first one, Thor is in Norway rebuilding Asgard with the Asgardians because he was alive. Valkyrie comes to him, who is also alive, and tells him he's found something. It's Mjolnir. Whatever, it's Thor's hammer. So yeah, that's all. That's back now. Gonna explain that possibly in a future movie for Thor, because they want to do that. Second post-credit scene. The Guardians are flying back in space. However, there was a definite mood in this room slash spaceship slash cockpit thing. Because there's no Gamora there. Yeah, she didn't come back. Nebula is on the stage, but yeah, definitely a kind of feeling there. Suddenly, they get warning. Someone called Adam has gone out of control. The Guardians fly to the next mission, sending up Guardians 3. Even though it does have to be a bit delayed because James Gunn. Third scene. Ant-Man is messing around with some new technology when he gets arisen from the quantum realm because kind of staying in there for a long time probably affects you. He then asks Janet, who are the Eternals? Setting up Eternals, and a little bit of Ant-Man 3. 4. It's Tony's funeral and Pepper is kind of sad that she lost her husband, well, ex-husband technically. She is suddenly visited by Black Widow, who says, I need your help. Setting up both the Black Widow movie and the Defenders, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen at this point. Maybe not, but hey, it's good to leave a little bit of open room there. Fifth scene, it's back on Vormir, where Red Skull is waiting. He is talking to somebody, though we're not sure who at this time. And that somebody kills him. Yep, Red Skull is officially dead. Goodbye. The person drops the Infinity Stones in front of him. They then say, we awaken Thanos. Thanos has been revived, and by Mistress Death, setting it up and a bit of further stuff. Okay, so we've reached Guardians 2 levels of post-credit scenes. Let's add 2 more because we're crazy. So, 6th one. Captain Marvel is reading some files on the scroll. What did I write? Quill. Isn't it scroll or is it quill? I don't know, and I'm not going back to re-record this because I'm lazy and it'll be hilarious for you others watching later. She's pretty much catching up on after her died, because after she died, there's a lot of stuff happened, including the entire MCU, plus the defeat of the Skrull Crew things. She then discovers a little recording, so immediately contacts Nix and warns him Galactus is coming. That's right, Galactus is the next big villain for the future of the MCU. Like, essentially, next bit's Thanos. So, 7th and final post-credit scene. Stan, the man, who we didn't explain the post-credit scene for, is sitting down, finishing his stories with the Watchers. They ask him if he has any more stories. He then replies, oh, I have several more. Excelsior! And with that, the movie ends. Because he did say drunk one time, but you gotta have him legitimately say Excelsior at one point. Plus, kinda gets the feeling that these are Stan's stories. He's been telling them to the Watchers the entire time. And just because these stories are over, doesn't mean there's others to be told. And I just made this much more deep when I originally wrote it. So with that, Phase 3 of the MCU ends. Well, it kind of sets up an MCU sequel. I don't know, MCU Volume 2. Can you think of a better name for it? Because I can't. So anyway, what's our death counts for this movie? Well, there's Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Hawkeye. That's it. No, I mean, that's 4 of the original 6 Avengers. Well, Black Widow and Thor stay for future movies. So, yeah, that's a pretty important death count, I would say. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I would do for Avengers 4. Now, I've thought about doing the rest of the MCU. There's essentially my Volume 2. I've got a list of films here, let me see. Trying to find it here. Again, not going to be cut out. Yep, here we go, MCU Volume 2. So, I decided to stick with the exact same number of films. So, there's another 22 here. Okay, so, Phase 1. We get Spider-Man Far From Home, Black Widow, Guardians 3, Doctor Strange 2, Thor Midgard, and The Defenders. Phase 2, we get X-Men Arrival, because we're going to be finally able to use the X-Men, Doctor Doom, The Eternals, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Ant-Man, because I want to do some kind of alternate reality stuff there. Plus, maybe we finally get Hank Pym Ant-Man. Black Panther Upbringing, because we want more Black Panther, and Avengers Celestial Crest, essentially dealing with the whole Thanos Reawaken thing. So Phase 3 is Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, I haven't got a good home pun, but it'll be the Sinister Six, Howard the Duck, because we need Howard the Duck, Blade, Captain Marvel, Star Force, The Defenders Cosmic, Black Panther Downfall, The Eternals, Project Adam, Avengers Galactus Rising, and Avengers Brink of Collapse. Because those are like two, so Galactus Rising and Brink of Collapse, the last two films for Volume 2, which is Galactus, which have been built up for a while now. So anyway, that's what I think, that's what my predictions / right. Would you like to hear any of my LMCU films? Just tell me. I'll be happy to do some other of these. Because these are really fun. Like, I had a lot of fun writing this. And I understand that it's not the perfect MCU sort of thing. But it's better than what we get sometimes. Hey, almost all of Phase 1 and Phase 2 is actually terrible when you look at it. And I just offended a lot of people. So, yeah. Bye.